What it do, E-Well, ChrisCrossingWires. So, man, I told you guys I had bought a little Votal controller. This isn't it. This is a far driver. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get this instead. The Votal that I bought. I bought it without actually even seeing the controller that was on the bike. I knew the bike came with a Votal, so I was just hoping that the controller I bought was going to have the exact same connectors and everything and make for a pretty simple install. But actually I was wrong. This controller, as you can see, it's got 3 independent connectors right there, and this one has 1 large connector. So I mean, obviously I could hardwire and hook it up, but for that particular controller, it's not worth hardwiring. I do not want to have to cut and mend all those wires. It's just not worth it, like I said, for that install. Now for that far driver, obviously it would be, but honestly I don't think I'll have to do the far drivers actually have pretty much the same connector. I'm sure some of the wiring may be different, but at least the connectors are the same. So you know, that'll make things much simpler as far as on the install. Now obviously that far driver will probably be a little too much for that stock battery and stock motor, but I could just, you know, set the phase amps and the DC line amps down to about 200 line amps. I just wanted to pretty much double what came on this bike, because I feel like I can squeeze a little bit more out of that 72 volt 50 amp hour, even though it's only 100 amp discharge. I'm sure I could squeeze a little bit more out of that thing, might even bypass it. And that stock motor can probably definitely handle a little more than what that controller's putting out. I think this is like 100 amp DC, so it's not really high power. Anyway, take a look at what the RZs look like on the inside. As you can see, even with this 50 amp hour pack I got in there, there is still plenty of room in there. As you can see, I got foam in there to take up some of the space. So my final plans for this build is a 30S pack, 100 amp hour, and as you can see, there is plenty of room for that and then some. But for now, I just want to give it a little bit more than what it has now. It's going to be a minute before I can actually build that pack that I'm talking about, because I got other packs I need to build first before I can actually get to my own pack. But anyway, this is just a look inside. As you can see, that's the little alarm system right there. That's the Bluetooth speaker that comes on this thing. Other than that, it's really not a whole lot to see up in here. They got a little circuit breaker right there, 100 amp circuit breaker. These are the phase wires, as you can see. Not really super large phase wires. I think that's a 3 or 5,000 watt motor, so that's all it's going to be. That's your hall sensors right there. But yeah, pretty simple setup, pretty cut and dry, and as I said, a lot of room to do a lot of things. I went ahead and put a connector on there so I can charge through this gas cap charging port as you're supposed to. I was able to get a connector for it, so all I gotta do is put a XT90 female on that side, so I can put that on my charger, and then I can charge straight through there instead of before I was just I had to take the little side panel off to plug to the XT90 right there. So that's going to make charging a lot more convenient. Also, I was able to strap that Anderson plug. This is what was rattling when I was riding around, because it was sitting on top of the pack jumping around. So yeah, but anyway, that's just the look of what they look like on the inside. As you can see, like I said, not a whole lot to them, but at the same time, pretty nice little bike. From what I hear, this frame is based on a Ninja 300. It's a replica of the Ninja 300 frame. So anyway, that's about all I can think of right now. I said I'm probably going to send that back. Ain't no doubt I'm going to send that back and get the far driver. So however long it takes for me to get that, probably a couple days. Probably have that far driver in about 2 days. Why I like Bezos. But anyway, until then, that's what it is. Catch y'all later. We out. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you guys real quick. We did get the new fairings in, and yes, much better quality plastic than what comes on the RZ. Now, you know, one thing I don't talk about a lot, because it actually looks good. I mean, if you were to just look at the RZ and the fairings on it, it looks great, you know, but feel wise, I don't like the way those fairings feel. They feel kind of cheap. But anyway, these are the actual Kawasaki Ninja replacement fairings for the E or EX300, which like I mentioned is supposed to be what that was modeled after, which is why a lot of the Ninja parts fit. So yeah, we're gonna see. Now I'm gonna attempt and I said attempt, I'm gonna attempt to wrap this bike myself. Now I mean, you know, I feel like I can only do but so much damage. You know, if I don't do a good job, then I just rip it off. And maybe I had to do it over and over until I get it. But I'm definitely going to give it a good shot. I got some gloss black and I got red. You know, I'm black and red. Then I'm going to order the Ninja graphics. I'm just not sure which ones yet. But, you know, I think with a combination of the wrap and then hiding what little imperfections there may be with the graphics, I might just get away with it. Now, if I don't, I may also attempt to paint them. You know, so got a couple different options here. If I have to, worst come to worst, I'll get them painted professionally, trying to avoid that, because honestly, you know, getting them sprayed professionally will probably be a little costly. And we want to try to do this you know, as inexpensive as possible. And you know, DIY, you know, that's I live by that. So I always want to try to save myself as much money as possible. Now, you can order these fairings off of Amazon. They're really inexpensive if you think about it. If you can get them painted also. They're a little more expensive, that's for sure. I think if you get them painted, it's close to like $500. But I mean, if you want to get them painted, I think they only offer like a few colors though. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna try it ourselves and see what happens. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it looks like everything is in there. We'll figure it out, and hopefully it's, you know, hopefully it pretty much bolts up. I heard there are a few little changes, few little modifications you gotta make. Nothing serious, so we ain't even sweating it. As long as the form fits, we'll get it on there. Alright, deuces.